This video clip has been brought to you by IT in Canada, Canada's only integrated social media news network. Find us on the web at www.itincanada.ca.
I can't turn around these days without hearing somebody tell me about how important analytics are and how it applies to business operations or to social networking or to anything in between those points. What is the impact that this emphasis on analytics across all aspects of business and consumer activity, what impact does that have on skills requirements?
Well, the business analytics really gives a company the ability to take that volume of data and turn it into information. And they can use that information in multiple ways, but if they're using it to look at buying patterns or what do they need to do with their products or to drive innovation, it will accelerate the demands or the needs that the company has to create new products. As a result, you're getting increased. They need to get to market quicker. They need to develop product from the time they initiate the product to the time it hits the market quicker. All of those, again, we go back to agility, all of those things, business analytics can allow a company to make a decision much quicker, but it also says they have to get to take advantage of that much quicker. And that drives projects, that drives skills, that drives a need to be very, very quick and react to the market.
So what are the skills then? You need the ability to capture data, you need the ability to analyze data, you need the ability to use data. What are the different technologies and the different skill requirements of those technologies through that chain?
I'm not an analytics expert by any means. I know how IBM is using analytics and the increased amount of data that I can get and how I can translate that into information about as managing a sales team, how we're doing, how fast things are progressing, where we've won before. I can use historical data to project where I'm going in the future. It gives me some unbelievable information about where I should be at certain points in time. Am I performing against historical trends? Am I going to use those historical trends to tell me if I'm on path to be successful this quarter or not, very early in a quarter? So the power of the data and the ability of the machines to turn it into information, it's almost to the point now where I'm getting overwhelmed with information, where before you could just get overwhelmed with data. But that information does allow you to make some very, very powerful business decisions much quicker than you used to.
Well, it's fascinating that you say that because you run a services business and so much of our economy is focused on services businesses, but yet so often we hear about analytics being applied to product requirements and problems. So you use analytics data in order to manage your services, staffing levels, your sales force activity, your sales force targeting, your account definition.
It helps us to define what capacity we need in our delivery organizations, what types of skills that we're potentially going to need in our delivery organizations. We can use the power of analytics to define how many skills we're going to need, what types of skills we're going to need, what level of seniority, junior through senior and intermediate skills are going to be required. And we can start projecting that months ahead of when we would even see the contracts come to fruition, so that we're figuring out sources of skills, we're figuring out how we're going to staff these projects long before a contract is even a reality.
And that would seem to have two benefits. One is when your clients come to you looking for capabilities, you have them on the bench. And the other is when your clients say, how was it that you anticipated our need for skills? You can say, let me show you how to use analytics to support your business as well.
Yeah, and not that we would strive to have a bench. We try to ensure that we're deploying the people on the projects as they're required, but it certainly allows us to target as we're looking for forward trends, what types of skills are going to be important, which ones do we need to put training on, where do we need to get people to have more advanced certifications because the requirements are happening. So the data can be used any number of ways, very positive ways, and it does allow us to be more effective in terms of how we deploy people or even what we're going to invest in.